Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you again. Very often I talk about strategies, and we all have our own strategies of how to deal with being estranged or alienated from our grandchildren, and everyone will be personal to you. During my 11 years of estrangement, I found that to express my feelings, I could write poems, something I had absolutely never done before. But for some reason, it just came so easily, and it was a way of me being able to, I think, try and communicate with my granddaughter. Although I physically couldn't, I just sort of felt as though I was communicating with her in some way, and it helped me enormously. Over those 11 years, as you might imagine, I've collated quite a lot of poems, and it was, I suppose, always a dream for me to one day have them all put into a book. And it's taken a very long time. I thought it was an easy process, but it isn't. And I had some marvelous support and help from various people to get me to where I am with the book today. And last year, when I really started making final decisions about what I wanted the book to look like, it occurred to me that other grandparents possibly wrote poems themselves, and maybe they would like to submit a poem that could be included in the collection. And several did. And last week, I have to say I was really proud to be able to launch our collection of poetry books, which is called Never Forgotten, because our grandchildren are never forgotten. And putting this all together and reading the other poems that came in from other grandparents has been an enormously emotional journey, and just amazing to see the wonderful words that grandparents put together to just show their enormous love for their grandchildren. Of course, there's sadness. There will be a tear, I have no doubt, when some people read them. But it's also, I hope, a book of hope, because there is hope out there, and you will know that, I am now reunited with my granddaughter, and so we must, however dark the days may be, we must never ever give up hope that something will happen at some point where the grandchildren will reach out to us, and we need to be mentally and physically fit to be able to receive them as and when they do that. I would just like to share a few of the poems with you so that you get a feel of what it's about, really. Not only are there poems in there written by grandparents, but there are some beautiful, amazing illustrations in it also that were done by my brother-in-law, who is an illustrator and a storyteller and an incredibly talented person. And I hope you love the drawings as much as I do. They are just marvelous, and they bring the book to life for me. And huge thanks to my brother-in-law, who is called Paul, for his amazing work that he did on this. And there's more, hopefully, to follow with collaborations that I'm doing with Paul in the not too distant future. So the first poem I'm going to read you is called The Love of a Grandparent. A grandparent who loves her grandchild, just wanting to hold them in her arms, just to receive that special card made with love to Grandma, all my love. A grandparent confused, engulfed with grief. The pain unending sees no future without her grandchild. A grandparent sobs, tears stream down her face. How has this happened? Made to feel like a criminal in a court of law, banished from a grandchild's life. A grandchild worries about their grandma. Why does she not visit anymore? It's her birthday, why can't I make her a card? She may not be here, but she is in my heart. If I close my eyes tight, I can see her face. I can feel her hug me. I can smell her warmth. I shall never forget. I will see her again. And I think there's probably every grandparent who is involved in this horrible place of estrangement will absolutely echo that poem, and their feelings will be very similar. The next one is called Keep Believing. When you look up into the sky, whether the sun is shining or the rain is pouring, if I had wings that I could fly to see you, to hug you, to stop this morning. The sky that you can see, the birds that are flying and singing near you, is the same sky, the same birds. You have to believe it's true. It is just one blue or grey sky, birds chirping and swooping high and low. Let's close our eyes tight. You can if you try. The earth is covered white where you are, and here with snow. One day we will look up at the sky together. Watch the birds flying high, no longer alone, with your family forever. So close your eyes tight and do not cry. I feel very strongly that we must keep believing that as well. And it's the keeping believing that keeps us going in these very horrible, terrible times of living bereavement, of estrangement. The last one I am going to read you is called Hope. And hope is something that I've always hung on to, and I know how difficult that is. I really, really know. And, you know, those of you who are going through this very minute really badly, you will think, goodness me, how on earth am I going to get through this? How on earth can I hang on to hope? And I do understand completely, but it is important just to hang on to that small thread. It's just so important. Hope. All I have is hope. From day to day, I believe it helps me to cope. From day to day, I listen to others. I try to support grandparents, dads, mums, sisters and brothers. I try to support. How to mend their broken hearts. For you, tears I cry. Our souls fly to other parts. For you, tears I cry. Do I have the answer to this sadness? Families should love. We must stop this madness. Families should love. We will all stand together for the children, at one, forever, for the children. For now, all we have is hope. Give us strength to fight on. Hope to hold you one more time. Hope, give us strength to fight on. And I'll leave you with those thoughts of hope because it is so important. Of course, what I also want to say to you is that if anybody is interested in buying their copy of Never Forgotten, it's available on Bristol Grandparent Support Group's website now. And you just need to go to the shop tab, and all the information is there for you to see. Please do keep in touch if there's any questions or anything you want to ask me. And in the meantime, keep safe, everybody.